We had Florida going on the road at Texas A&M, and this was a very interesting one coming into it because Florida just had the huge win against Texas, and I know Texas looked a little kind of suspect going into that one, and obviously they hadn't even played great against some of the group of 5 teams that they played. They certainly didn't look great against Ohio State, and Florida was able to come away with a pretty good win against them. But this is just tricky because everyone is running into the Texas A&M buzzsaw. You cannot go into Texas A&M Stadium this season and put up a good performance, it seems. Texas A&M strangles you. They strangle teams. The one team that they really struggled with was on the road at Notre Dame, and they still found a way to win that one somehow. It's like they beat Auburn at home 16-10. Their offense didn't play particularly great, and honestly, Auburn had a garbage time touchdown. This was 16-3 a majority of the game. Texas A&M swallowed them up. The very next week, 31-9 against Mississippi State, a team that just took Tennessee to overtime, which we just discussed. And then they host Florida, who was a really hot team, and they doubled their score, 34-17. Like Texas A&M at home is like one of the better teams in the country at this point. Any venue, but like you can see their home performances. They're slaughtering teams, Jack, and good teams. Florida just beat Texas. Auburn's contended with good teams. Mississippi State took Tennessee, the number 11 team, to overtime. Like Texas A&M is slaughtering teams, Jack, and these games aren't close.
They really are. I mean, their defense probably could be considered the best in the country, along with like Ohio State.
Mhm.
But yeah, like this was,
Right,
I mean, this stretch, 3 straight games against good opponents, and they're all at home. That was really good for them. But their defense just looks so good. I mean, they've only allowed 2 third downs
right.
in the last 3 games.
Jeez,
So impressive. And I think, yeah, I mean, their
ridiculous.
defense just looks so good. And Cassius Howell, I can't stop talking about this pass rusher. He's just so good. But the one thing I could say that they struggle with is just Marcel Reed needs to be
Right,
more consistent. He just has some of these throws that are just a little inaccurate each game. If he can just pull that together and just continue to be great, like he has looked in certain instances, like this team can really be complete and really continue to be like the front runner for the SEC because I think that they are right now. I think they are a top 3 team you could be, but this team is interesting. Like if they can just pull it all together and really act like a
right,
complete unit, I could see them maybe competing
right.
for a title for sure. But the thing with Texas A&M is they really don't make it to title games. I don't know what it's about them. Is there a curse or something? I really hope this is the year because this team looks like one of the best Texas A&M teams that I've seen for sure.
Right. And I mean, since they joined the SEC, they haven't done much. They were doing pretty good in the Big 12, but haven't done particularly well since they crossed over. And they've had their moments for sure though. That huge upset win a few years ago, if you remember, against Alabama was really huge for the program. And then the buyout for Jimbo Fisher was insane. I think he got like 76 million, Jack, something ridiculous just to stay away from Texas A&M athletics. And then they bring in Mike Elko, who was pretty good at Duke, if you remember the year where they were doing pretty solid with Riley Leonard. And then it's kind of funny, actually, because Mike Elko and Riley Leonard there were on Duke together, and then they ended up going to 2 teams that are kind of rivals with each other, where Mike Elko goes to A&M, Riley Leonard goes to Notre Dame, and it worked out pretty well for both of them. Riley Leonard was in the national championship, and then you see what Mike Elko has been able to do at Texas A&M. Honestly, this program is really fantastic. And they really got to clean up some parts on the offense. And obviously, Marcel Reed, we talk about it. He's still spectacular, though. And he's the reason they beat Notre Dame. Like, he had the touchdown late that he threw on 4th down to win the game. Like, they
Right.
really probably should have lost to Notre Dame. And that's the only game where their defense kind of didn't play great. And it's not like Tennessee where it feels like they're doing that with every team, or it feels like that was just kind of an anomaly where it's like every other team, Texas A&M swallowing them up. Their offense really doesn't do much. And you talk about the last 3 games. Did you say they only had like not many first downs given over the last 3 weeks? Ridiculous. And I mean, A&M is really special this year. And I don't know if we have them undervalued. It's just that I feel like teams like Ohio State, I mean, they're defending champs, and then maybe Miami and Indiana, you give the edge because they have more impressive wins or better resume or whatever it is. But it's like Texas A&M, because not only do you beat Notre Dame, that's a really great team. But it's like you continue to swallow up teams because I know some of these teams are kind of lingering around the outside, or maybe they're not ranked, whatever the case may be. But it's like the way they're just swallowing them up is so crazy, Jack, and just the level that they're doing it at.
Right. I mean, this team just looks so dominant and one of the best teams in the country. This defense just swallowing up opponents, like you said. Like, and this later down the road,
Right.
they do face at LSU and at Missouri, and at Texas. But I could see them taking all those games and maybe going undefeated. I mean, this team just looks like so complete. If they can just clean some stuff up on
Right.
the offense and really put up more points early, maybe, and just maybe more consistency with Reed, like in the Notre Dame game,
Right.
I could really see this team like going to the next level. I mean,
Right.
looking back at the Notre Dame game, that was so huge for this team early on. Just as Notre
Mm-hmm.
Dame looked like they were really lucky that they played them earlier in the year because I think it's still close, but like I could see Notre Dame even beating Texas A&M if they played right now. And I think just like
Mm-hmm.
it'd be interesting. I think it'd be close. I think it's I don't know. This both of those teams are so good, but I think Notre Dame kind of messed up scheduling both of those teams earlier in the year with a quarterback that hadn't played with them yet and really was still
Right.
developing. I think it's kind of on them with the scheduling. So
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M, I mean, I could see them winning out for sure. They do play in some tough environments in Columbia with Missouri, in Texas. Those are
Mm-hmm.
the toughest games, but all those teams have kind of faltered. I mean, Missouri less so than LSU and Texas, but this team is just
Right.
so elite and one of the best teams in the country for sure.
Right, and I mean, just top to bottom, Texas A&M has played fantastic, and I mean, they've found ways to win, and they've leaned on different areas in a lot of their wins. It's like they lean on the offense to win the game, they get it done. They lean heavily on the defense, on the coaching. Like it doesn't matter. They find ways to win the game. Period, and that's what's so important. It doesn't matter how pretty it was. It doesn't matter that you gave up 40 points to Notre Dame. What matters is that there's that little check in that win column. That's all that really matters. And Texas A&M has been able to find ways to win these games, and a lot of them find ways to win them so handedly. So Texas A&M is definitely in a really great spot to have their best year since joining the SEC.